Okay, so the trick to today is talking about working in black and white. A lot of people call this film noir. It was a French term about black and white films. They were always kind of darker, so they kind of blamed it or called it noir for that reason. Now, working in black and white is about one thing and one thing only, really: lighting. You don't have to worry about the colors of anything because all the colors going away. So you don't have to worry about whether you're using a warm light or a blue light or whatever. What you really have to worry about is that you have enough light for what you're doing. So what I'm going to show you is an example of how I would film in black and white, how I would start to set myself up here. I'm going to show you working with a few different household tools to create lighting. You don't have to go out and spend thousands of dollars on lights. Don't get me wrong, those crazy lights that you see in films are there for a reason. But you can work as an amateur with anything that you have, and you can create really interesting looks with them. So I'm going to show you kind of some examples of what I did here, and then we're going to kind of create this project together. So let's start with what I'm using here. I've got a surge protector. I've got a basic light bulb, a lamp. I've got a flashlight, and I've got a candle. These are my light sources that I'm going to use for this. This is my film studio. It's the bathroom. I have a basic white wall, or it's kind of a grayish wall behind me, and I'm going to use that to film for what I'm trying to do. I just need a blank slate behind me, and that was the darkest place I could get in the middle of the day, basically. So I'm going to kind of experiment with that light source. I'm going to kind of look at the light that it gives me. I see that this lamp gives me a lot of light. Okay, so you see there's no real difference between my highlights and my shadows. It covers my face pretty well. It lights my background fairly well. So let's move on to the next thing, a flashlight. Okay, now as I kind of move this flashlight around the room, I'm going to look at how the light reflects off of the walls and onto me. So you can see where it really lit me up. I lit the door in front of me. You see me lighting the wall beside me, kind of looking at this light that's coming in. It's just experimenting with that light, putting it directly on me, seeing how bright it gets, right? Kind of focusing on what looks good. You can see something as simple as hanging that light above me can create that look like I'm getting investigated or interrogated by the police, right? I could just kind of hang that light up there, stick it to the ceiling with a little thumbtack or something and a string and let it dangle right there on top of me. So just kind of playing with it. Now my favorite one that came out of this sequence was a basic candle, right? So you can see the light that it gives me. It gives me this nice warm tone, but it's also much softer light, right? So if you watch how I kind of turn this around and I start to look at how it moves, you can see the light is very soft on my face, right? So if you have ever watched Game of Thrones or any of those like medieval shows, most of the time they don't use lighting in those shows. They light everything with candles and fire, and they might recreate the sun itself, but that would be it, right? So just kind of giving you that sample look. Now let's go back. This right here is a very full light, okay? So it's a very harsh light. You can see my shadow very clearly behind me. This is called hard lighting, okay? Move on to the flashlight, and this creates even harder lighting, right? Look at that. That's as harsh as you're going to get. That shadow behind me is clear, right? This candle creates what's called soft light. If you look, you can't really see that shadow as well. It kind of blurs a little bit more, right? Also, I like this candle for the amount of black that it's creating. This gives me room to kind of play around with different things in that darkness. All right, so now we're going to talk real quick about some B-roll. So as I move down, kind of looking at this, I created some B-roll to go with this. So I just grabbed a knife out the kitchen and I started kind of playing around with the reflection of that knife. You see that kind of glint that it's giving? I move a little closer, get a little more focus on that glint, right? So this kind of creates some B-roll that I can go over top of. I dipped it in some sauce and used that. And then I started using I kind of like the flashlight for this. So I started blinking that flashlight, creating kind of an interesting look here. So you'll see it start to happen here, that blinking. So think about in these black frames sticking something else. So I can put my face, bam, knife, bam, knife, bam. And that's what I'm going to experiment with here. So I move the knife away, and then I do the same thing with me. I set myself up, and then I start just kind of going crazy in front of the camera, blinking that light again, right? So you see it? Now I can mix these two together to give myself kind of a crazy look, and that's what I'm going to do here. So I'm going to hit pause on this video. I'm going to experiment with that for a little bit. I'm going to come back with a nicer product of all that mixed together, okay? Okay, so let me show you what I've made here, and then I'll kind of show you how to play around and create your own version of this. So I showed you all the clips that I've got where I'm sitting there with the lamp, I'm sitting there with the candle and whatnot. What I've done is I've kind of sliced and diced that all up and kind of made things move a little quicker throughout the whole thing. So I've got this little chunk of timeline here. Now, it's a little difficult to look at this and be able to tell exactly what's what. I understand that. I've also added an adjustment layer on top of everything to make it black and white. Now I had to do two, and I'll show you why in just a moment. So if I hit play here, it's going to start with this candle lighting up, and then you'll see all of these different videos playing at the same time. You'll see these quick cuts start to come up where it'll move really fast. Bam, all that different stuff going on. So you can see the different B-rolls and how it plays with this overall setup. So I was able to put all those extra clips in here and make everything move really quick. So this is a great way to kind of build some suspense and some tension by having these quick cuts and these different overlays. Now a lot of the effect that you're seeing here is just having multiple videos on top of each other. So you see how they fade quickly from one to the next. A lot of that really is just putting clips on top of each other and applying this overlay or one of these blending modes down. Alright, so let's go back to some of this clip and let's look back at it real quick. So there's different lighting sources going on for different clips here, which means you can't just apply a single adjustment layer over top of everything. That's a great shot. So let me grab a new adjustment layer and put that on top here. And I'm just going to drag it across these three clips. So it's on top of the full-blown light, it's on top of the flashlight, and it's on top of the candle. Okay, I'm going to click on that, and over in my Lumetri color options, I'm going to drop my saturation down to none. That's going to put me in black and white, period. Now, the only requirements for the horror film really are that they be in black and white, at least 75% of the film. Now, just by dropping the saturation, I can see that I get pretty good color in some of these shots, right? You can see how the lighting really affects what we're looking at. Now, where it says tone, you're going to want to play around with this a little bit depending on your film. So you can see in this one, it's got that very bright light that's going on. Now, this works for what it is, and if I was just creating a light film, this wouldn't be a problem, right? But if I want to create something darker, something more horror related, I might push the exposure down a ways, making it a little darker, pump the contrast up, play around with the highlights, popping them out just a little bit, right? Playing with the shadows, making them darker, and it gives it that darker overall feel. Now, while this may work well for this clip, it may not work well for all the clips. So let's move down to the flashlight. Now you can see on the flashlight scene, I'm just entirely too dark. So I can't keep the same adjustment layer here. But for the sake of argument, I'm going to just mess with this one at the moment. So what I would generally do is just create a new adjustment layer and drag that over top here. And this would be my secondary adjustment layer. And since I've done it, let's just work with that. So this clip is different. The lighting's a lot harsher, but it's a lower light. So I'm not going to push the exposure down as much. I'm going to drop the saturation. I'm going to pump the contrast, because when you're working in horror, you really want heavy darks and heavy lights. Push the highlights up a little bit, shadows down just a hair, and then just kind of play around with it until it looks right for that lighting source. And you'll see that gives me a pretty solid light right there. Okay, So I'm going to create a new one, another adjustment layer, and I'll put it on that last clip. Now the last one is the hardest one to work with because it's the darkest in general. So when I drop the saturation, I can already see I'm almost disappearing. I really don't need to mess with the exposure on this one. What I need is to pump the contrast up and bring the highlights up in general. So I'm going to try to kind of pump the white areas and maybe make the darks just a little darker. And you can see that gives just a general better feel to that clip too. So your levels of exposure are going to be determined by the camera, or not the camera, the lighting that you've chosen. Alright. Now, the goal here is that you go to the darkest spot in your house. You film for a couple of minutes of yourself playing with some kind of lighting, like I did here. I want you to find something to create that B-roll with. I use some big old butcher knife, but you can use anything. Anything can be part of your setup for your horror film. Think about what's going to be scary in your film. That's the goal. Alright? I want you to kind of play around with different light sources, and I want you to create at least a 3-second montage that looks something like this. Work with your blending modes, work with your opacity, setting things on top of each other. Okay? So again, just zooming in and looking at this clip, what you're going to do is you're going to have your baseline video. Alright? I'm going to show you my baseline video. This is my base video. Alright? You can see I start flashing the light around. When I add in the second video, you can see me kind of freaking out and going crazy in the background on this, right? My third video is just that overshot of me sitting with that candle. And then the last thing is the adjustment layer, turning it black and white. So 3 seconds, that's what I'm looking for. 3 seconds of film, mix mashed with all kinds of clips and all kinds of cuts going on. I want to see a lot of different things in that 3 seconds. See what you can do with this. I'm excited to see it.